Top of the morning to a lot of you. Wow, I'm feeling good this morning. I'm feeling good. Oh yeah. You know what? I picked up myself a Rockstar and I left it at the house. Probably a sign. Feeling good this morning. How about y'all? Let's get some good early morning vibes in here. I love working early in the morning, man. I hate waking up early in the morning, but by working in the morning, I get done with work and I can get on with my day. What is going on with that? This truck getting old. That might also be a sign. I mean, I would rather have like a Kia Soul than this. I've wanted a Kia Soul for years. They're roomy for their size, and you know, got a little bit of space in the back. You know, you put some tools, and gas mileage on those things is way better than this. Oh man, I can go so much further on a tank. Anyway, so work is still slow, but it's steady. Slow but steady. It's steadily slow. What I mean by that is I'm getting some work here and there. So I've at least been working every day. Did I work yesterday? No, I did not. Did not work yesterday. Man, I'm feeling good, man. Why am I feeling so good today? Paige Fowler, work is slow, and you want to be working, and we know that. It's just why are you in a good mood? Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a little bit of that all accumulated together into the glory that is your also beloved and glorious Paige Fowler. I was writing yesterday, and I wrote while my kid was, sleeping, my youngest. He woke up. I wrote a little bit more, kind of finished my train of thought, and then hung out. The boys went down. Oh man, it was early. It was probably 1 in the morning, and I stayed up pretty late, but not very much. I had to revise on it. And then there was another one that I started writing. It's a little bit of a longer chapter, so. That's the one I'm working on now. So, yeah, I'm kind of getting there, man. It feels good. I really enjoy writing, not just for the thrill of telling the story that I have, but I enjoy writing from the fact that it gives me a feeling of pride and accomplishment, a feeling of success. Feeling of progress, that I'm moving forward doing something. It's my advice is to anyone in the world that if you want to do something, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort. You have to do it. It's not a matter. I keep giving myself one excuse or the other. I need this to do this, I need this to do that, and it's like suffer through the BS and just do it. It's like I so badly want to make more YouTube videos, and before it was like an equipment thing. It's like, oh, if I had this, I could do it quicker, I could do it more efficiently, I could do it better, which is all true. But I just got to suffer through it and deal with what I got. That's the level I'm at now, which I'm fine with. But my time is so divided that I don't have time to make the videos I would want to make. So I'm just pumping out the content I can when I have time. In the meantime, I'm using the time that I do have to write Shelter. It's like, what matters more to me? I can contact you guys, I can chit chat with you guys on live stream. That's my way of reaching out. That's my way of, we communicate with one another. the community's thriving because, I'm able to come on here when I drive to work and stuff, and I can talk with you guys. So I'm very thankful for that. That's what I can do. I may not be able to sit and edit videos because that time that I would be doing that, I'm riding shelter. So instead I live stream. And that's how we converse with one another. What's old Macy boy doing today? Well, Macy, me, come on. I am headed down to an IKEA job. Got to put together a table and 4 chairs. Up to 4 chairs. So that's where I'm headed right now. I'm going to finish this job, knock it out. Hour and a half. Shouldn't take very long. And then bounce on back to the house, hang out. Once the youngest goes down, I got to right. We'll have between, if he's really tired and sleeps a long time, I'll have 4 hours, but I doubt that. So I'll probably have a good 2.5 to 3 hours, if he takes a nap at all, to be able to write. Here's the thing when it comes to writing, man. For me, at least, it takes me a little while to kind of get in that groove. Like I'll sit down, I'll get everything ready to go, and writing the first paragraph, just trying to get those thoughts out there and write it. It's slow and steady. I think it probably takes me a good 20 minutes to kind of get my train of thought going, seeing what I want to do. But it's also like the writing process for me, it's very evolutionary. And when I say that, well, let me get a token. I spent a good portion while riding shelter developing this state of this world that they live in. And I kind of have these characters developed as who they are. And there are certain beats that I want them to hit, But I think it's George R. R. Martin that said this. Like, there are different kind of authors, and there's the author that's like a garden. He kind of lets his things grow. Kind of goes with that. So I've established a world. And I've established the characters that fit into this world, the oppositions that they got to face. But there are so many times where things shift, things change. Characters evolve throughout their journey. So as I write them, I'm creating them, creating these characters. And as they go through these trials and tribulations, as they kind of work through what they're going through, they kind of sprout up into something new. They take form of themselves, There are there was a conversation that came up with Scott in one of his other chapters that I wrote. And they were talking about this girl, and that she was good looking, whatever. And that never really rang a bell with me, because Scott had never thought about settling down with a girl. It's the fucking apocalypse. Come on, man. He kind of scoffs at the idea. He's like, put no mind to it. It's a good thought. It takes a moment to reflect on the idea of finding someone and being with someone, and kind of not just surviving but living. And that thought kind of feels nice to him, But then he kind of pushes it away because he's got other things on his mind, other priorities. But it's that little glimmering of like, oh yeah, there is kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. There is something to look forward to after, all the BS subsides, and you kind of push on forward and start living a life instead of surviving in the landscape that America is currently in. So it's things like that kind of blossom and bring some life to a character. But man, for the longest time, it's like I keep going back and rereading what I wrote, and I'm so critical as my own writer, as the author of my own tale. And one of the hard things is, trying to put myself in the perspective of the reader. So that's why I like other people reading the stuff that I write, because they can kind of give me a little bit of feedback on the pacing and this, that, and the other. From where I'm going for the story I want to tell, I like it where it's at, but I'm very critical. I don't know if other people would like it, kind of thing. So I'm going to get there. So, feeling good about it. Sorry, my mind is like, I'm just thinking of stuff. Slow it down. Sorry. Gotta focus on the road, so. I want to leave some room for this semi. I don't know if he's gonna be coming into my lane or not. No? He's taking Las Vegas Boulevard. Hopping on the 15 South, headed towards Los Angeles. Not going to LA, but I'm headed that direction. South. Okay, just making sure. Gonna try to give him some room. Alright, he's not coming over. You never know with these semis, man. You gotta kind of play cool. The last thing you want to do is get caught up in the hubbubaloo. You know what I mean? Got some construction going on down here. Now we're hitting the home stretch. Where are we headed now? I think I'm taking Rose Parkway, I believe. I'm headed down at Anthem/Henderson area, Southern Henderson. So, kind of a far trip, but job pays what, $68. So, what's that? $10 in gas, roughly, maybe less. It's not crazy far. It's not like I'm going all the way over to Nellis. You know, I had a job that took me all the way to Bullhead City, which is like, for TaskRabbit, it's the furthest out that you can go for the Las Vegas area. And it was a $40 job, and I'm like, man, it's like $20 in gas there and back. I'm not really, it's gonna, you know, it's a $40 job, I'm not gonna make a whole lot of money. Kind of sucks. It did tip me $20, and I was like, I paid for it, man. And it was like I was there for maybe 30 minutes. Like, it was really quick. The hardest part of that job of assembling that couch was it was for an RV. So trying to, you know, working in tight spaces yet. So yeah, I was able to get it done nice and quick. The guy hooked it up, which I was very appreciative of. So yeah, I've talked about this before, man. Tips, you know, I don't focus on tips too much. They're very much appreciated, but they're not needed. My rates are set in a way to, you know, supposed to compensate me for the gas and stuff and all that jazz. When it's a 30, 45-minute trip to get there and back, then it kind of sucks, and I want to be there for more than an hour, you know? Because otherwise, I break even. But times like that, when clients, you know, they tip you, like even $10 or even $5, you know, it goes a long, long way for those jobs that you're not getting paid a lot to go out to do a job that takes not very long, you know. I got a job on Sunday that might take an hour and a half to 2 hours. I got to put together a barbecue. That's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. So, kind of looking forward to that. That's an early morning one. It's an 8 a.m. North Vegas. Got to leave the house about 7:20ish. So, kind of get that one out the way. Nothing lined up for tomorrow just yet. So, kind of waiting on it. I think I'm going to change something to my quick pay. Same day jobs are minimum. If you want to schedule me out, you know. But I don't know, man. I'll see about it. Exit 27. This semi is a bit too close for comfort. Yeah, so I think what I'll do, like, if I get anything for tomorrow, sweet. If not, then tomorrow I'll just go on call. I'll try to get as much riding in today as I can. maybe I'll get home and I'll take Mike swimming. You know, hopefully the weather ain't too bad. It has been pretty hot lately, don't get me wrong, but last week was brutal. This week so far it's been okay. So maybe I should take him out for a little bit, get him out there, get some energy wore off. So he didn't seem to last that long. When we first came out, he was swimming for upwards an hour and a half. He'd be out there for 2. He'd be out there all day. But I think because it's getting so hot, he just doesn't want. He doesn't want to be out there that long. And he keeps saying that the pool is too cold. I mean, it's kind of the point. But I try to get him out the house, have a little bit of fun. Speaking of the devil, Andy just texted me. Not speaking of the devil. What? Okay, hold on. This is Taylor from Handy. We have a 3-hour, $105 handyman job. 2 p.m. on Monday, the 12th, in Kingman, Arizona. We're also offering a $210 incentive on top of ProPay. Well, I can't do that. No, according to Handy, I owe them like $120. So I wouldn't really make jack shit from that. When I'm done with the stream, I'll take a look at it. Kingman, Arizona. I have no idea where that is. I'm in Las Vegas. Kingman, Arizona, for real? Number one, what is the job? What do you need me to do? Okay? Like, what is the job? They didn't even say that in the text. I'm like, okay. I'm all the way out here. You know, if I had a more fuel-efficient car, I would probably take them up on that offer. Even with me technically owing Handy money. So their stupid fee thing is ridiculous, man. I had to, like, looking back, man, I could have really, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't. God, every time I leave the house, it's fucking something, man. I'm trying to have a good morning. Ugh. Deal with it when I'll deal with it when the stream's over with. Apparently, Mike was on the couch this morning, and there's liquid all over the place. So God knows what he was doing there. Could he have been doing? Oh, it could have been from his thermos. Damn it. Have a good morning. It's all good. That makes me wonder, man. Like, so they're an incentive of $210 on top. I mean, that's not bad. Depending on how far the drive is, I mean, that could totally be worth it. You know, if it's like across the border, like we're talking like a little bit past Laughlin, that's a 2-hour drive. So what? Let's say a tank there and back, right? Well, it'd probably be a little bit more. Let's say a tank and a half. Let's say it's $100 in gas alone, right? You know, that pays, then you get like $210. Not bad, right? Alright. This sucks. I really need to get over. Oh shit. These guys they're not gonna let me go. Alright, this one will. Okay, sorry about that. Jesus. Yeah, so here's what happened. So back when I was helping my buddy Themor with his tile job, I was so tired, I was so beat, I was so worn out of it. I felt like that was like the hardest, most strenuous manual labor I have done in years. And trust me, I've done some pretty crazy jobs, all right? I've worked in HVAC, I've sweated in hot attics, like, you know, I've had to lift heavy equipment, all this jazz. That beat me, okay? That beat me on a level that I was just not prepared for. There was so much tile. So because of that, by the time, you know, I got home, got to sleep that day, I went to bed, woke up, I couldn't do it, man. I was just not feeling it. I couldn't do those handy jobs, so I had to cancel. Which obviously you get your stupid fees with handy, which that shit's gotta be fucking illegal, man. Especially for being an independent contractor. I mean, there's probably some sort of weird fucked up clause that they use to justify it, like oh, it's paying for a lead generation and it hurts our business if we send you this job and you don't do it. It's like, well, if you had a better system in place, you know, you wouldn't have to. I don't know. I could go on and on. You know, no matter what their justification is, that they shouldn't be charging techs to cancel. They shouldn't be charging people to reschedule or whatever. And what I mean by that, they charge clients to reschedule past 24 hours. Like if you use Handy at all, and like let's say it's like, oh, I have a job a week from now, I'm like, that's the day and time that they assigned me, I can't do that. I got to do another time. I need to reschedule. You reschedule, they charge you $15 as the client. Well, I think it's actually more than that. I think it's like $25. They give 15 or, you know, they make money off of fees. That's how Handy is as profitable as they are. You know, I don't even know how profitable. Let's be honest, I don't know how profitable they are. But the fact that they can stay afloat at all, it's all based upon these fees. They're gonna get sued. There's gonna be a crazy lawsuit. Might have to do a little bit more research on my end. Go back and look through that contract. It's what, a year and a half ago, roughly, that I actually even looked into it. Obviously, when I joined, I read what I was getting into and, you know, see, well, it's like, oh, I'll be able to do these jobs. And I'm like, holy shit, some jobs, it's like, it's just rough. I'll arrive exactly at 10 a.m. Okay. So I guess I'm making decent time. It says I'm gonna go straight through this light, so I'm gonna get in this lane. So I'm not stuck behind that dump truck. Yeah, I chose this route. It's slightly longer, but there's not as much traffic on this road. Volunteer. You know, there's another way I could have gone that's shorter, but you gotta follow down the 215, and then the streets you gotta get off at. It's very, very heavy traffic. It's a big commercial space. So, gotta X-nay that out the equation. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit past this person behind me. I got a mile I gotta turn right. So, which one's this? Sun City Anthem Drive. On the road again. Via Ferris. Passing you. Nice morning, nice quiet morning. Let's see, 0.2 miles. I think it's at the light. Oh yeah, well, it's only a right or a left. It's a T intersection, so make a right up here. Alright, just go. No idea what's going on back there. There's some interesting clients I've had out here in Anthem. Got some pretty good ones for the most part. Yeah, I don't think Anthem's an area that really breeds bad clients from my experience. Summerlin and North Vegas, like the northern half, those are typically the worst. Oh man, you know what? I think Summerlin is probably the worst. Now that I think of it, as far as clients go, they're typically older, not like ancient. Usually, like the older the client is, then you run into a more 50-50. They're either really cool or really crappy, and it all boils down to communication. You know, it all boils down to communication. So older clients, it's a little bit more difficult. It's difficult to communicate with them in general, right? You know. Foreigners, ones that, you know, English is a second language, those are very difficult to communicate with. However, they are usually pretty accommodating. Very rarely I'll get someone that's a foreigner, you know, that won't even attempt to understand. Usually foreign clients that are like not from America proper, born, bred, and raised, usually they're a little, they try more to understand, which is appreciated, you know. Where, you know, you get some older people that think that they're, like, they don't understand how technology works, so they hire you, and then that's it. They don't want to communicate. You call them, and they're like, why are you calling me? I already hired you. It's like, well, you left your description really extremely vague. I need some information on the job, and I need to confirm the start time in chat. It's like, well, I don't want to have to email back and forth, and it's just too much. Let's just confirm over the phone. Like, it has to be in chat. If it's not in chat, I can't do the job. It's like, well, this is a headache for me. Like, I don't know what to tell you, lady. Or dude, I don't know. What do you want from me? You know, it's like, I'm not a miracle worker here. I can't just fucking climb into your brain and figure your own bullshit out for you. But you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta be collected. Like, well, I'll walk you through the steps. The app is, I don't want to download an app. I have a flip phone. I got a new one. It's a Motorola Razr. Razr? I don't know. It's spelled funny. Those are the ones you gotta. I always confirm everything in chat. Always confirm everything in chat. Always keep things thoroughly documented. Some jobs better than others. Oh shit. Okay. That churn came up quick. Alright, sweet. Clear water. I think that's here. Please tell me that's the one. What? Okay, so it's right here. And I'm gonna park right under this tree. Alright, as always, I'm your so glorious, beloved Mace Valor. Thank you for the chit chat, for the one person that came in and said something. You're the best. If you've watched this far, later on in the future, you're the best. You can comment down below letting me know how awesome you are.
Yeah, I'm your also glorious beloved Mace Valor, signing off.